Pati President. Okay, pakita natin tong picture. Yan, yung next slide. Oo. Pati Presidente, kinokopya na rin ngayon. Pati Presidente, kinokopya na rin ngayon. I know that we have our own teams, but it's also good to collaborate with people because this is such a small industry. Even in our industry of speaking and training, I was talking to a guy, and he's been in the industry for 15 years. He's one of the best in the industry. Sabi niya sa akin, alam mo, rather than competition, I would like yung collaboration, sabi niya. Rather than to compete with each other, we should collaborate as a team. And you should not just collaborate with your team members, but with other teams as well. Okay? Next slide. Yeah. This is where the concept of knowing people comes in. The concept of knowing people, when I say knowing people, you need to know who they are. And you need to also know, of course, who you are. The process of communication is two-pronged. You have to know who you are because you communicate with yourself, and you should know who others are because you, well, obviously, communicate with them. So, ito yung apat na characters no, dun sa book. Have you heard of the DISC, the DISC profiling?
Yeah.
Okay, some of you have, but the difference with this is I contextualize it to a Filipino setting. I contextualize it to a Filipino setting. So the four characters I called the eagle, the rooster, the carabao, and the tarsier. Well-known animals in the Philippines. Okay, simple lang. Halimbawa, pumasok ka sa isang room, nakita mo yung tao na profile mo by asking questions, by observation. Pag nakita mo yung tao, yung dominant eagle, they are those people who are born leaders. Malakas yung personality. Pero ang problem with them, they are insensitive. Okay, so pagpasok nyo sa room, angas. Talagang... Pero pag party, ang ginagawa ng mga eagles, maghahanap yan ng isang sulok. Titignan niya muna yung mga tao. Meron ba akong mapapala dito? Meron bang task na matatapos? Parang wala yata. Nahanap yan ng isang corridor. Pagpunta niya sa corridor, lalabas na yung kanyang iPad o yung ano niya, magtatrabaho niya. Yung rooster naman, siya yung life of the party. The influential rooster. So pagpasok niya sa room, para yung kakandidato. Nakilala mo pa lang siya in a few minutes and you are already relatives. Ganon. They are good with people, they are visionaries, but they lack focus. Pag nag-park yan sa basement 1, hinahanap sa basement 3. Ang steady carabao naman, sila yung medyo introverts. Pagpasok niyan sa isang room, hahanapin niya na yung pinaka-komportableng upuan, sopa. Pagkita niya ng sopa, uupo na yan doon. Tapos hindi niya napapakawalan yan kasi baka meron umagaw sa kanya. Steady na siya. Sila yung mga tipong pagkatabi mo, okay, kahit na 10 hours kayo magkatabi, napapanis na yung laway niyo, hindi yan nagsasalita unless kakausapin mo. You need to get their trust. Yun ang strength nila, they are reliable. They are learned leaders. Ang weakness, yun naman, they're not good with decision making, procrastinators. And the last, the tarsier. Sila yung mga analytical. Sila yung mga analysis. Yun lang napaparalyze. Pagpasok yun sa room party, delikado yan. Pag meron mga tarsier, yung mga analytical, corrective yung tawag ko doon, huwag na huwag kayong magsosuot ng mga fake. Kasi alam nila yun. Pag nakalakos ka, nakita niya, bakit kulang yung ngipin ng ano? Alam nila yun. Pag naka-crocs ka, di naman crocs yan, cracks yan eh. They know that. Okay? So, you maximize by focusing on your strengths. Next slide. Find out what you do well and do more of it, and find out what you don't do well and do less of it. You do less of it. So focus on your strengths. It means that you have to focus. Like a laser beam. The sunlight. Pag nakababad ka sa araw, magkakatan ka, pero yung same light na ipass mo sa isang magnifying glass. Then, it will create a laser beam that can cut through steel. That can cut through steel. Focus on your strengths and ask help from others with your weaknesses. Okay? This This is a picture of a Belgian draft horse. Okay? A Belgian draft horse is one of the strongest, one of the most powerful, strongest animals there is. A Belgian draft horse can pull 8,000 pounds. That's strong. But if you combine two Belgian draft horses can pull 8 plus 8 equals, kala ko 5,000 sagot nyo eh. 8 plus 8, 16. But two Belgian draft horses can pull not 16,000 but 24,000 pounds. But if these two were trained together, they live together, they start to think alike. And two trained Belgian draft horses can pull around 32,000 pounds. So synergy, it's not 1 plus 1 equals 2. It's 1 plus 1 equals 3, 4, 5, depending on the chemistry of your group. That's the culture of teamwork. You can learn a lot from others, the best practices.